Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's Neila Montelus, your local South Florida realtor. A question that I commonly get asked is, Neila, should I sell or rent my home? And the answer that I most often give to almost any question is it depends, right? What are your goals? Do you have to sell your home in order to buy your next home? Do you need the funds to switch it over? What type of person are you? Are you going to want to manage it yourself? Are you going to want to get a property manager? Do the costs make sense for you to get a property manager? And if you're managing it yourself, do you have what it takes, right? Because you get all kinds of tenants, right? And they may not treat your home like you treat your home. They probably won't treat your home like you treat your home because they don't have an emotional tie to it like you do, right? So that's something to consider. And that's something that I have gone over with some of my landlords, right? Oh my gosh, I've had a landlord that rented a home to this team. I'm not going to name any names. It was like this famous team. And they were young, they were younger, and they would party a lot, and the cops would come, and they just did not treat the home like the landlords would have treated it. And they did not like that. I feel like after that experience, they were done with the idea of renting out the home, done with that idea, right? So you also have to think about be realistic. Like, are you actually a person that would want someone else to inhabit their home, right? Um, but aside from that, aside from all those kind of, psychological things, also think about the interest rate, right? Of course, with people that have the low 2% interest rates or interest rates that we might not see for a long time, I don't know, right? Think about the kind of gold that you're sitting on and the value that it would bring to hold on to that, right? So that's a plus. That's a plus if you have a situation like that. And what's also great is you don't have to manage it yourself. You can always get a property manager. So in a situation like that, and you don't have to you don't have to sell in order to buy, I would say yes, 100%. You should rent out your home and be able to get some passive income. And I say passive income because the tenants are going to call you. Well, if you're managing it, the tenants are going to call you. But even if you're not managing it, depending on the kind of power that you give to your property manager, the property manager may call you with certain questions or may call you with to get approval for certain things. So it's not as passive as, let's say, maybe the stock market, long-term investing. So that's an option. Another important factor to consider is if you have an HOA, will the HOA allow you to rent out your home? And what are the terms and conditions for that? Because there are some HOAs that allow you to rent out twice per year, or they have a minimum of at least a 6-month rental, certain credit checks for the tenants, things like that you want to keep in mind as well. And also think about what your long-term goals are. Are you going to rent the home for a year, for 2 years, and then move away? Now, there's so many scenarios where where people get that question of should I sell or should I rent? Like, let's say if someone is buying an investment property and so they're wondering, should I move into the investment property and just sell out my main home, or should I stay in my main home and rent out the investment property? That's one scenario. Another scenario is, let's say that a family is upsizing or they're downsizing and they're wondering, and they have the capital to just purchase that other house, and they're not sure if they should sell or rent out their prior house. That's another reason that people come up with that question: should I sell or should I rent? And it's a very valid question. And so, in a nutshell, it depends on. I would always encourage it if you can. I would say go for it absolutely 100%, especially if you have that low interest rate. I think it's a great idea. It's a great way to build income. It's a great way um to keep that house. I am so sentimental. And so to keep the house, to keep the memories in the house, um I think it's just a great way to also build your portfolio over time if you are becoming an investor. Like, I feel like the number one rule for all investors is you should never sell, even not just within homes, but investors in general. But I know for homes, investors would rather do a 1031 exchange, right, than sell. So, yeah. Let me know if you have any questions about that. If you yourself are wondering, should I sell or should I rent out my home? And what the takeaways were. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.